So we're back again. We're gonna try this again. So I did a live, y'all, previously, so I apologize. And I had some sound issues, so we're gonna do it again. Okay. I'm only gonna do parts of the segment again. Note that it's raining and storming, and I did do a sound check, y'all. I did a whole thing. Let's get into it. I want to cover it. I want it to be clear so you can understand what was being said. It was good, and you missed it. Well, you probably heard it, but it was so static. I just owe you this video. I have to do it. Okay, so let's get on into it. We're gonna go straight to it. Okay, straight to it. Okay, straight to it.
Wendy, can we get a smile right here? You look so good. Oh my God. Let's go. She's back.
Okay, where's the
Wendy, can we get a
So
smile?
there we have it. This is Steve Williams,
You look
y'all.
so
So
good.
that's
Oh
what
my
I was
God.
earlier. Doesn't she look fabulous? So kudos to Wendy Williams. I had to stop and give her a proper hello, hey Wendy, how you doing? Right? Because earlier it didn't work out, but however, she looks good. She attended the New York fashion show, which she attends every year, and I had to definitely do it right. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Before you know, we're gonna get right on into Steve Harvey, and so now we're gonna replay what I shared about what Tasha K had to say because Tasha K has a certain way of bringing the business. Okay, she's gonna give us a little bit, and then we're gonna share the actual interview, and then we're gonna talk about it. Okay, let's go. Again, it's about Steve Harvey and his daughter, Miss Lori Harvey. Okay, all right. Let's keep going. Okay, so yeah, introducing Mr. Steve Harvey. But yeah, we'll give it a second. But yeah, it's gonna come up. But however, Tasha's gonna show up and it's Unwind with Tasha K. It's her show.
It's just sticking up. I don't know. Anyway, so let's move on here. I ain't gonna let y'all wait too much longer. So Steve Harvey came out and, I want to say reignited Lori Harvey. She's been quite quiet during all the Diddy stuff, and this is the most silent I've ever seen from her. Like, she hasn't even been, promoting her skincare brand and all of that there. And so all we've ever known her was to, we've only known the men that she's dated, okay? And so he decided to bring her back up, I guess, to relaunch her. And then, some pictures came out this weekend from TMZ with her and Damson Idris outside, and I'm just a little confused at all of this. But I'm gonna let Steve Harvey go ahead and take some things here. Let's go. You ain't got the video of Steve Harvey? When he's saying that the ex, the reason he's not friends with her exes is because, like, if she ain't messing with them no more, he ain't messing with them no more. But I'm like, Steve Harvey, that's the whole industry. That's what the video y'all was supposed to watch, but it's okay. It's probably my fault. I ain't give it to Jasmine. My bad. But here's the thing. So he came out basically talking about all the men that she dated, and they asked him, was he still friends? And he said no, because they moved on. But I'm like, Steve Harvey, those are some of your potential guests and stuff like that. They're part of celebrity culture. You just can't dismiss them like that. Now, here's the thing. She's been back outside with Damson Idris, and you got the photos? Yep. All right. This look like AI. Okay, there she go. So she's back outside again. It looks mighty, mighty good, okay? But I do want to tell you something. There was a video, and you know what's so funny is that video has been deleted from the internet. He got into it with paparazzi not too long ago. I don't know if y'all remember hearing about that. If you didn't, I'm going to tell you about it, okay? So paparazzi was following this Z-list actor. Well, I'll give him an M. Because his looks got him through the door. He's very attractive, you know what I'm saying? But, like, and he played very good on Snowfall. And then, with him being British, the accent and stuff like that, everybody's all infatuated. But when he went down to this, it was like, ew, But he's talented. He's talented. But paparazzi was following him, and he didn't like that. And so, a little bird tipped me off. The reason he ended up getting aggressive with paparazzi, because he actually got into the paparazzi's face. and was like, stop filming me. I told you, stop filming me. She ain't faithful. I think now she is. She don't went through everybody in the industry. So, I mean, it's like, who is she going to date? Tiana Taylor got the other one. I know she was going after him. What's his name again? Aaron what? Aaron Pierre. She wanted Aaron Pierre, but she had to go back to this one. But Tiana Taylor got him on lock right now. You know, Tiana Taylor does Pilates, so she can just hold it inside and let him go when she wants to let him go. That's what that Pilates doing, them abs. When she be sucking in, that's what she be holding that man inside of her. And he be like, oh my God, I've never had that before. Don't let me go. Now let me go, it hurt. There's a bone down there, let me go. But yeah, you know, anytime we see photos of her, they are staged because we ain't seen her during this whole Diddy ordeal, and this was very intentional. She wants to be back outside, and that's why her daddy is doing interviews with her. I'm sorry, her fake daddy is doing interviews with her. She is not a real Harvey. I don't understand how she gets more press than the other Harvey kids, the real Harvey kids, and she has been put up on a pedestal like she's pretty, and she's not. And she bald head in the front.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
But Damson, it's okay. I know you don't give a damn. Moving on. What my wino saying? If anybody got that video though of him getting like saucy with, like getting aggressive with.
Yeah, so that was Tasha K with her silly self. It's still funny, okay? Even though I just replayed it, it's still funny. Anyway, I want to touch on a couple things. First of all, I think Lori Harvey's pretty. I don't know why Tasha said that. I think she's actually pretty. She's a pretty girl. I'm not speaking on anything else that she said about her, but she's a pretty girl and she has a great body. She's young, she's pretty, and all the things. So there's that. So, you know, and she's independent. She has no children. So she's gonna probably be people want to date her. I'm sure she's at the top right now, because all those things are good. Okay, and no babies yet. Nothing wrong with babies, but she doesn't have any babies. She's not married, so she doesn't have any babies. And sounds like she's doing well. So also I want to touch on the fact that Tasha said that she was outside with her ex-boyfriend, Mr. Idris. By the way, I think he did a great job in Snowflake. Snowflake was good. If you've never seen Snowflake, you need to watch Snowflake. Snowflake was the jam, okay? And honestly, when I first started watching Snowflake, I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it was really good. I mean, to the end. Now the end got, if you know, I don't want to spoil it, but the end got kind of weird. He got weird on us, but I fell in love with that character. I loved him. It was so cool because he was so young. Anyway, moving on. I won't ramble on about that. However, to speaking to also the fact that she was talking about a lot of words, Speaking to about the favoritism. Well, I did do a video about this a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, about Steve Harvey because his kids came out and were complaining, and it got all over social media. Allegedly, I think it was the twins that were complaining about it. I'm not really sure. I can't remember, but I did a video. Check that out. Now, you know, apparently everybody was complaining, saying he's doing more for her, this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. So yeah, that's been going on forever. That people been saying that, or they feel away. But the way I look at that is he married her mom and he adopted the child. You know, he's family. You know, you get with a man and you have a child, you want him to treat the child like it's his own. I think I've actually thought that was upstanding, honestly, but most people see it a different way. But that's just my opinion. Everyone has theirs. Moving on, let's get on to the interview because what we really came here for is the interview because Steve Harvey wants to talk about why he does not talk to any of Lori Harvey's exes. And let's get into why. At first, when people were talking about it, I didn't get it until I saw this interview. So let me share this interview. Interview was taken, I believe it's the Pivot Podcast. Let's go. Okay, let's get to it.
It's hard, man. I ain't even gonna lie, it's hard. I've had to swallow some things, you know. And I feel for her because she's in the public. You know, she's a brand ambassador, so she makes a really good living promoting products, wearing clothes, jewelry, makeup, skincare line, bikini line. I got it. But you know, man, see, I gotta be real careful because Lori, boy, she be in my ass. I can't make no mistakes. I can't make sense. I saw one of her exes somewhere at a game somewhere, and I shook his hand. Boy, I can't even touch his ass no more. I better not acknowledge him or look at him or nothing no more. So I'm off limits. If you're an ex, your ass is my ex too. That's the rule. The rule in our house is any boy that's an ex, he's now my ex too. I must hate him like we was dating. That's it's been hard, man, because her life has had to be played out in the public eye. People don't understand when, like you understand, you have an attractive daughter that's in the light. It'll attract a certain
demographic of men.
Yeah, certain cat, man. And cats that's got more know that they got more to offer so they can come quicker. You know what I mean? So it's been difficult, man, watching her. But she's very smart. And everything they say online, I know it's never true. I hate it for her. But I think she's figuring it out now. I hope. And I think she's learned from her mistakes like you want your children to learn from their mistakes. But she's an adult. And I don't get a say-so in it. I just get a, everybody come to the house is nice. Oh, man, Mr. Harvey, thank you so much for this opportunity. You're right. I can't say you're taking her to the prom if I catch you kissing her because I already know they're kissing. So that can't happen.
Yeah, so there we have it. So Steve Harvey shared his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 his cents on the matter, on why he doesn't talk to Lori's exes. But I want to address a couple things here. It was a good interview, okay, and I think he did a good job explaining it. But what I will say is that I want to address the reason why Lori was in the house. So, I'm not saying this is, I don't know for sure, but it sounds like to me, this is definitely, I'm speculating. Okay. I'm definitely speculating. All right. It does sound like that she probably was in the house because, at one point she dated P. Diddy. Now it was very short lived, but they did date. I remember seeing them in the matching outfits, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like what is going on because he's double her age. Yeah, he's double her age. And then there was a rumor that she was dating the son first, and then dating P Diddy. Now I don't know how true about her dating the son because that was more of a rumor. However, she did date P Diddy because I saw the pictures, I saw them out, and and then Steve even spoke to it, right? But here's the thing about that. So I think that's why she kind of stayed in the house. And honestly, I think that was the best thing, and that was the smartest way to go. Just don't come out, stay low key, because that way she avoided all of the chaos and all of the reporters and asking questions, and I'm surprised that well, I know I'm not. I was gonna say I was surprised they didn't call her to the stand, but look who her daddy is. Her daddy is Steve Harvey, so I'm sure he nipped that in the bud. And she didn't stay with him long. Was it 30 days? I think maybe. Anyway, that's the reason, I think part of the reason why she's just coming outside and Steve is kind of introducing her out. So I think it was a smart move on that part, right? And then just to touch on what he said about not speaking to her exes. Well, at first when I heard it, I was like, well, that's silly. I thought it was silly because they're both public figures, right? Okay, Steve Harvey. Okay, Steve Harvey, the morning show, all the things. And she's Lori Harvey. She took his name and all the things. But you would think that how are you going to be out there not speaking to people? So at first I was like, that don't make a lot of sense. But, it could be a loyalty. So he's doing it because he's being loyal. You heard what he said. She be on his, I'm going to say Nick, but he said something else. Okay. And he said he should be on him about that. So, because he wants him to be careful, I guess, about what he says. Because even though we're talking about her, she's still very private. Okay. We don't know that much about her. We just know who she dated. which I think is a really smart way to go about moving around in life. Honestly, especially when your parents or your dad is famous, stepdad, however you want to put it. Um, yeah. So the other part about this is, as a parent, I thought to myself, like, would I speak? Now there, I do speak honestly to their exes, unless. And I thought about it. I said there is a reason why you wouldn't speak. There could, to me, in my opinion, a valid reason would be that they broke up and it was something crazy. They abused your child, or yeah, I'm not speaking to you. Okay, they went through divorce and you abused mine. I'm not speaking to you. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's not the Christian thing to do. I'm just saying I would not want to speak to them. Yeah, it's I know I'm recording this, but it's thundering still. And that's what happened earlier was thundering. So hopefully this pre-recording comes out okay. Anyway, so the question really on the table is, as a parent, you come across an ex, would you speak to them? And Steve Harvey said in his house, nope, no ma'am, no sir, no ham, we don't speak to exes. So he doesn't. I will say that has to be kind of awkward because he's in Hollywood and he's around a lot of Hollywood people. So not speaking, I imagine, could cause a rift or people looking like, "What's wrong with you, sir?" Okay. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section. As a parent, would you be loyal to your child and just we're not speaking, okay, or just be neutral in that thing? Or lastly, does it depend on the situation or how they split up? Let us know. Do share. Let us know. Okay, y'all. So that's it on that. That's that on that. And so we talked about it. Okay. Let me know what you think about this whole video about this interview that Steve had at the Pivot Podcast. Thank you, Pivot Podcast, for sharing. Yeah. So let's keep on pushing on through. Now, previously on the other live, I actually did a break. In this case, I'm probably gonna skip on through because yeah, we're pre-recording and we're not
I
gonna
catch you kissing her because
we're gonna skip on through this thing, okay? Now, I will share this with you. Welcome to all our new subscribers. Just a quick broker. Huge thank you to each and every one of you. So, if you're new, or even if you are a loyal and you've been here for a minute, part of the tribe, welcome, and I do appreciate you. Okay, keep coming back. I'm getting better and better and better. It'll get even better when you guys start talking. Because I know there's people talk in the comments, but most people don't talk in the live. So we got to work on that. However, I'm happy you're here and I'm happy you're listening. Let's be clear about that. And also, congratulations. We are now met our 500 subscriber threshold. And our goal now is to get to 1,000. So good job. Whoop, whoop. And thank you. Okay. All right. There's information if you would like to support the channel. And there's the options. You can if you don't want to. Thank you for watching the video. Okay. All of it counts. All of it counts. So we're gonna skip through some of this and I'm gonna get right on to Porsha. Okay. And I wasn't gonna include it, but since it's going so fast, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But anyway, I did a little clip earlier or spoke to Porsha and Simon. Now Porsha and Simon went through divorce. We all know that. Most people know that. But if you don't, I'm just sharing yada yada yada. And they had I'm just gonna give a brief synopsis of the beginning, how it started. They were married. She met him through one of the I don't know if she met him through the other lady or not, but anyway, she was on Housewives of Atlanta, right? That's where she was on, and I had a coworker. She said it wasn't a friend, but a coworker was married to Simon. Hello, she was married to Simon, and Porsha came through and swooped them up. That's really the story. Now I could be wrong, but that's what I heard. That's what I saw, and I remember, and I clearly remember, and it could be because sometimes networks set things up to make it look a certain way, but all the girls came over, as in a group of girls from Housewives of Atlanta came over to get at Fallon's house. Fallon's is Simon's ex-wife. So they came over to get in the was it the pool or the whirlpool or the sauna? Nevertheless, they got in some. I think it was the sauna. Oh no, the whirlpool. Either way, they were in bikinis. Hello, bikinis and water. That's what I remember. But I remember how Porsha was towards Simon, and I thought to myself, "Girl, what are you doing?" And I could see where this was going. I could see it because she was like all up in his face. I was like, Porsha, 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 what are you doing? Nevertheless, we know now, fast forward 2025, yeah, things had already went down in the paint and things had already happened. I mean, they'd already gotten together. And it was clear too. It's by the I could tell by the body, you know, the body posture and how she was leaning toward him and acting. Nevertheless, that was a whole thing. We talked about that for quite a while. Did we talk about it like a month? Saying she took her man and da 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 da. Nevertheless, moving forward, um, the ex went with someone else. Yeah, that was a whole story about her too. Fallon had a whole story. Okay, her own stuff. I think she was talking to the guy, the yard man. I think that's if I remember. Anyway, it was a whole thing. Moving forward, they got married. The wedding was beautiful though. Well, they got divorced and then they got married. And the wedding was beautiful. It really was. It was African wedding and it was absolutely gorgeous. I gotta give them that. Okay, it was the whole thing. They spent all this money on this wedding and they did not even make it a whole year. It was in a year. I don't know. Anyway, here we are with land and we talked about this till we are I don't know, whole thing. But they are divorced. They're officially actually divorced. And I saw a video where Simon was, I think it was on Michelle ATL, and she was interviewing him. He was so happy. He was so happy that that divorce was over. I was like, wow. He just wanted to be free. He wouldn't even worry about the dots and the I's and the crossing the T's. He was like, no. I'm gonna keep going, but there was a whole lot to this story. I know sometimes I don't share all of it because it's so much, and we've been talking about it for quite a while. But I'm just gonna share for those who don't know. And the thing of it is, I know it's still raining, y'all. You might hear the thunder. But the thing of it is, I Simon felt like Portia was coming after him, and he felt like he had been bamboozled, and she was coming for his money and not for him. And I'm gonna say it looked that way. It looked that way. It really did. But that's not what she got. Okay. And they tried to make it seem like Simon was broke. And they also made it make it seem like Simon had like a record or they were looking for him. I don't think that was true either. And just because listening to some of the other YouTubers and information that they found, in fact, I'm going to pull up a YouTuber. So we're going to move forward. I know I'm probably going on too much about the backstory. We're going to move on. So anyway, there's a YouTuber who's going to share a bit. What she did was she pulled where Portia Portia received the house in the divorce decree. She received the house in the settlement. And so I think it was like $7 million. I think I said it before. It might be more than that. I can't recall. But she received this big old mansion and she posted it. Portia posted this. Okay. We were reposting, but she posted that she was outside sweeping around the pool and I guess she was waiting on to be paid or the attorney to pay her for the yard man. Now I'm listen. There is nothing wrong with hard work. Okay, let's go and start moving toward that. I know I'm talking a lot. But there's nothing wrong with hard work. But this is a whole mansion.
Be no way that I will be right.
Like this is like before we get into it, her name is listed there. I think it's Takesha. Shatik. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna show it here. So this is her channel. I'm gonna give her props for sharing. It's a small snippet, but I want to be proper and give her props. But Portia shared this, so I don't know if she doesn't know how it looks. To me, it looks like you can't afford it. I ain't even knocking it because you can't. But why post it? Okay, that's why do it. I don't know if I would have posted all this. Let's keep going. See
Up leaves. What the hell am I buy a $7 million house to rake up leaves? Now, if I just feel like getting the exercise in, that's another thing. This woman is on here basically saying she is broke and don't have the money to afford a landscaper. Now let's get it, because she has proven that she cannot afford this damn property. You are out there raking up leaves, talking about when the attorneys have your landscaper's money. Girl, get the hell up out of here with this mess.
Right. Now, one more thing to note, and I'm sorry now because I'm looking at this again because, like I said, I did it earlier about this lot earlier, but I'm doing it again because of the weather. Okay, so we're redoing it for. I want my tribe to see what I was saying, and I had it all prepared for y'all, and I had to replay this so you could clearly see what I was saying and what was going on. Because I read earlier it was like cur, 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 and I didn't know it was going down. I hate that too. But anyway, moving on. Why does Portia have this little broom? Somebody tell me why.
Why are you doing this to you? Why are you doing this to your daughter? Baby girl, you can find a very nice home for a nice price that's big enough for you, your daughter, and your mama. Because it seems like your mama ain't.
Girl, don't talk about a mama now. Okay, so yeah, she had a point though. There was a point because I know it sounds I'm a softy and I like to stick to the positive, but this is the reality. You real talk, like okay, this is the reality. I like to keep balance as well. But she was right though. Why was she out here sweeping this big old mansion? Honey, the mansion is 7 to 8 bedrooms, so it's a big place. And walking around with that little bitty broom, and that little dustpan, that's made. I mean, that even made for a house. That might be for a little apartment, a little 1 bedroom. I don't know. I don't know why Portia posted that. I don't know what that was about, but I don't know. Portia, Portia, Portia. Anyway, Portia did, the whole point of my video really was to show that women that, are winning out here and making power moves. And even though it does look a little different and doesn't look like she's actually winning, but the thing of it is, she did basically, as far as the prenup, she won that, saying, hey, yes, the prenup will stay in place and all of that. So she in the settlement, she received a $40,000, or she will receive $40,000 and spousal support, and also she will receive. I think it's like 50%. She owns like it was 50% of the house. I'm not sure, but I don't want to speak to that too much. But it was like 50% or something I read, and I didn't have all of the ins and outs, so I won't speak to that too much. But the house apparently is hers, and I guess he's gonna pay the mortgage for a while. I don't know about all that, but all I know is a lot of house. It's a lot of house and a lot of upkeep. And also, I did read somewhere where he was supposed to pay part of the upkeep, like part of the maintenance slash the utilities. And I think he's gonna do that for only for so long. It might be 3 years. Don't hold me to any of that, honey. Okay, all right. But then I did see there she did get a Rolls Royce for 2021 from 2021. I don't know exactly which model. I did Google it. I was curious to how much do they cost? How much are they? They range from the price of $300,000 to around almost $400,000. So, and that's for 2021. And obviously, it's going to matter what model, the color, has it had any wrecks. All those things, factors, they matter when it comes to cars. You know that, right? So I don't know how much, but it's probably going to be 300K at least. I would say at least 300K if everything is everything. Okay. So that's how much the Rolls Royce is worth. If I was there, I'd sell that puppy. Yeah. If you need cash, let's go. And I don't know if she has. She may have already. She may be already trying to sell it. Moving on. Also, is there anything else that she got? And then I looked and I thought another piece of this pie is that I thought, well, Portia would be okay. Now, hear me thinking, this is her business. I'm going to calculate. She has a house, right? She has a house that she purchased before. Like as a single woman, single mom, she has a house. And it's worth, I looked that up as well. It's worth 1.5 million if I'm not mistaken. But I did notice that she put the house up for sale because she wanted to use it, I guess, for this home. I don't know if she's going to use it for this home or she's trying to get another home because they also say there's a report saying that she's trying to buy a home for her and her daughter. So I don't know what she's going to do with this house, but I believe the report that I read says Portia is looking for a new house. No joke. That's what I read. Okay. For right now, she's in the big house, and I think she's having the big house. I think she's staying there because she needs to stay there while she gets her funds together. And I know people try to say Portia is slow and all these things, but maybe she knows what she's doing. She might know what she's doing. Maybe she's trying to find another, a maybe not this home. Maybe she plans on somehow getting. I don't know how she's gonna get equity out of the house because I think there's a lot of debt attached to the house. And I heard someone say the actual blue YouTuber that I shared before, shared that it was that she spoke with Simon, and the house was on interest only. So it's a whole that sounds like a whole mess. That means he didn't pay. He only paid for interest. So that means if whenever he started paying for it, right now he's paid nothing but interest. He ain't putting it ain't hit nothing. It's the same price when you pay interest only. So I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work out. But you know what? Good luck, Portia. Good luck, okay? Good luck, good luck, good luck. But I hope it all works out because I mean, we're joking around, but she has her mom there and she has her sweet little baby to take care of. And I know little mama has her dad who's a millionaire. Remember, he was a hot dog guy. I think he's probably still doing well there in Atlanta. I don't know where he is, but yeah, I don't know why. Well, I know why she didn't stay with him, but we're not going to touch. That's a whole nother subject for another day. Okay, y'all, I am gonna stop there because I just wanted to touch those, and um, bring that to your attention. Now, I did do Cardi B earlier. Do I want to do Cardi B again? Let me see. Let me see. I think maybe we should do Cardi B. We can do Cardi B. Well, we'll do Cardi B because.
My album from.
So before we go on to Miss Cardi B, what I said earlier was that Cardi B, her album went platinum, and she just put it out on. It just came out on September 19th, and it's the whole bop. I like it. I like it, but I like the one she said outside. I was like, okay, Cardi, outside. I like the song. And there's another song I like too. Actually, it's a few of them I like, and I was like I was impressed with her. Now, some people have feel away, some people don't like it, but I thought it was nice. I think she did a good job. Now let's get into what she's talking about here. And she also won the Guinness World Record. Okay.
Drones. My album has been literally flying off the shelf from Walmart because Walmart has been delivering my album in drones in the Fort Worth parts of Dallas, Texas. Like a drone is going down their house and here you go. Here's your Cardi B album. And I'm so thankful because we even broke the record, the most delivery in 1 hour. So the drones is tired, honey. You can't even get it no more from a drone. But my album is still at Walmart, so make sure you got that and support me, please. I need money.
It's so silly. Cardi silly. So yeah, before we move on to the next part of about Cardi B, she was just sharing about the drones. That's how she got the award, the Guinness Book of Records, I think is what it was called. So that's how she got it. But drones are pretty cool, y'all. Drones have been around for quite some time. I actually like back. It's been a few years now. I got my master's degree. It's been a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna tell all my age, but it's been over 10 years. And I remember the reason I mentioned that is because I had to do one of my papers, and I did it on Amazon. I had to do a whole paper on Amazon and all the things, and it was just I had to do all these things on Amazon. So I know a lot about Amazon, but it's old now, right? It's old information, but that was back. It's been over 10 years, but even then, that's what I'm saying. Back when I wrote my paper, they were just learning about the drones and talking about introducing it. And I remember thinking to myself, it's gonna be so cool because I love. I've always been an Amazon shopper. Not trying to put a plug in for Amazon, but I've always been an Amazon shopper. So even back then, I remember the drones, and I was so excited, but Amazon was one of the first places that I'm aware of that actually started with the drones. So Walmart clearly has probably been doing it, but now it's more available for like just regular people like us, customers, the regular population. But drones are very handy and pretty cool. I always think though, what if something happens and it just goes wrong? But I haven't heard any bad stories, so but kudos to Cardi B on her record for platinum, okay, making platinum, and her songs were jamming. And let me just stop before we're going to let's get into the interview and we'll come back. Well, I don't want to make this video too long, okay? Because I'm already doing a replay because I want you to hear everything clearly, okay? All right. Let's get into it, okay?
I want to start right away.
Yeah.
Because the rumors on the streets be talking.
Mm-hmm.
And so the latest rumor about you is that you are having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what, if anything, you want to share about that with the class.
Well, yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefan Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man were very supportive of each other. We're like in the same space in our careers, but like in different,
By that, what do you mean by that same space? That you're both doing well? What do you mean?
You know what it is? That I feel like we're really great and one of the best at what we do. And me and him think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. We're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And that's just how we both are.
Is the baby, I'm not asking for your due date, but is baby coming this year or next?
It's coming before my tour
Before your tour? When's your tour?
in February.
Whoa, Cardi.
Yeah.
You're going to go on tour in February?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm very ready.
Why
Even
do you-
while I'm pregnant, I'm very, very ready.
Tell me about that.
Because I'm getting my body ready. Like I stretch it out. I stretch. So as soon as I give birth, tour rehearsal starts. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't come from weak women.
You don't?
No.
There is nothing weak about you.
No.
Nothing.
So yeah, there we have it. Cardi B shared her story. So before we get into this part, I want to touch on a couple things that Cardi said. So Cardi just shared with Gayle King about what's going on with her. It was a good little interview. Sorry, I think I still have thunderstorms going on here, but we're gonna push through, okay? But Cardi B shared about her, kind of about her music, her life, and all the things that's going on with her. And one thing that stuck out for me, I know a lot of people have something to say about her. She definitely still married. I did my check. I did my homework to make sure I, checked to see what were facts and what was gossip. And so, yes, it does appear that she's still married to Offset, but the divorce is in the process, but I don't show where the actual divorce. That's just FYI. Moving on. But I will also say that she spoke highly of Stefan. Now, there's a lot of things going on here. There's lots of rumors, but then you got to understand they're out in the limelight, and they're always going to be rumors. So I try to find out what's true and what's false because, hey, and I know she's pregnant, and we acknowledge. I'm sure she knows she got pregnant out of. Well, she was married, but she was married to she's married to Offset. And actually, that at first, I was thinking to myself, someone said, "Well, I'm gonna get into their comments before I get all into that. Let's get into the comments, okay? And I'll speak to it. Yeah, because I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. So let's get into it.
I want to start right away.
Comments.
Because the rumors on the streets be talking.
We've already listened to that, okay? Let's get into not that far, okay? All right, so let's go.
What's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time.
Okay,
We're
don't
never
worry,
like
it's gonna go back.
comfortable.
I know
We
we're
just wanna
repeating
keep
it a little
doing
bit, but
And that's
my
just how
fingers are
we
doing what
both
they do.
are.
Okay?
Is the baby, I'm not asking for your due date, but is baby coming this year or
Yeah,
next?
just let her run that
It's
through. Otherwise, I'm
coming
just gonna keep
before
passing it.
my tour
Keep
Before
passing
your
it
tour.
up.
When's your tour?
in February.
Whoa,
Okay.
Cardi.
Yeah.
You're going to go on tour in February?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm very ready.
Why
Even
do you-
while I'm pregnant, I'm very, very ready.
Tell me about that.
Because I'm
See,
getting my body ready. Like I stretch it out. I
Mm-hmm.
stretch. So as soon as I give birth, tour rehearsal starts. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my
I don't come from weak women.
Right,
don't.
Cardi.
No.
There is nothing weak about you.
No.
Nothing.
No, she's definitely strong for sure. That's for sure. All right, let's get into what. It's been a whole thing though since she came out with her saying she was pregnant. Again, most of us figured out that she was pregnant. She was walking like she was pregnant. She looked like she was pregnant, and honestly, she kind of talked like she was pregnant because she was working her neck, throwing markers and pins. And I'm joking. If you know, you know. I'm kidding though, but yeah. So, and but Cardi has been busy, y'all. She's been really busy because she's been on interviews. She's been rehearsing, popping, making these songs. So she's been doing her big one. She really has, even though she's pregnant. But let's get into what her fan space had to say because it seems like the fans are a bit split on their opinion about being pregnant. Most people are happy about the album. Most people are happy about the baby. Well, I'm gonna say most. Most people are happy about the album, but when it comes to the baby and you're still married to Offset, some people fell away. Okay, let's get into some of the comments because we only want to get to what is actually being said. Okay, I love Cardi B, but this is some ghetto AS. Pregnant while still married to someone else. The new BD has multiple kids. She's too rich for this ghetto ass. One other user wrote. Okay, let's talk about this one. Okay. Yeah, she's still married to Offset. It's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. And then she was talking about Stefan. Now, Stefan, from what I could tell, only has one child. I did a homework in it. Now, maybe it's not reported yet, but I only show that he has one child. I think her name is Nova. She's a beautiful girl, and I may show a clip of that later. But yeah, and then it says she's too rich for this. Money does not make. I'm not saying that Cardi doesn't have class, but money does not make you classy. Money does not give you class. Okay, write all that down. That is not what that means. You can have money and not have class. You can be broke and have class. Okay, all right. Stefan Diggs not gay rumors, rape rumors. He's a chronic cheater and just had a baby. And Cardi B said, "Yup, I'm getting pregnant by that man." She's truly a Bronx. And I mean, see, where did I stop? I probably, I'm sure it's probably saying some extra stuff. Yeah, dirty and fearless. She said. Okay, so that's what they had to say. So there's that. That's an opinion. That's an opinion of. I'm assuming. Well, I don't know if they're a fan, but that's an opinion. All the babies are a blessing, but a shame that Cardi didn't wait to have her next miracle with a man who was devoted enough to marry her and stay faithful. I do wish her and her babies the best. Another wrote on YouTube. I do too, and it is a shame. And honestly, and I would prefer that she had waited, got divorced, got married, but she didn't. She's grown though, still. In the same breath, she's a grown woman. That was her decision. Okay, all right. Um. Okay, one person even managed to rope in her soon-to-be ex-husband Offset, who she's still in the middle of divorcing. It's too early for her to bring a baby into her life with this man, and it doesn't look good. Let me keep going. And it doesn't look good for her divorce. Now, when I first saw that it doesn't look good for a divorce, I was like, what does it got to do with her divorce? But I guess it really doesn't. I don't think that part really matters. But I do know, and I don't know if that really stands where they are, but if you have some states, if you get pregnant and you're married, okay, say you're married, she's married to Offset, and she got pregnant by Stefan. Even though we know the baby more than likely is Stefan's baby by birth, or biologically, um, because she's married to Offset, the baby is considered. She could say he can be liable, not liable, but responsible for the baby, considered the baby's daddy or whatever, because he's still married. He could have father rights, like he's gonna take them anyway. Anyway, that's the whole thing, and I'm scared to raise my voice because I'm not raising my voice, but I think really my mic will be a little. My mic is probably a little sensitive, so I'm trying to watch my tone, y'all. I'm sorry because I realize on some of my recordings I sound loud, but it's just because of my mic is sensitive. So I'm trying to control my tone. So forgive me if I raise my voice because I'm not really raising it loud, but I probably need to adjust my mic properly. But moving on, let's keep on. So we talked about that. So those are what's being said. It sounds like the fan base is a little split. They feel away. They're happy about the recording, but they feel away about the baby. Like, why are you getting pregnant? It's not time. It's too soon. A lot of people feel like it's too soon. Now, I will say, I would prefer she had waited till she got divorced. I'm just gonna say it. Like, it would have probably made more sense to wait, in my mind, in some of our minds, to wait. We thought, in our opinion, we think she probably should have waited till she got divorced and then proceeded with Stefan. But that's not what happened. And now we're here. So we're going to just keep on pushing. Hope she has a healthy baby. But there's still things. Okay. Not only do you have to, she's having to deal as in Cardi B, she's not only dealing with the backlash, from some of the people and all the things. She also dealing with Stefan Digg rumors. The rumors about Stefan is caught between Baby Joy and Cardi B, baby drama, and the Lord Gazelle as a paternity case simmers in Los Angeles. So I think her name is Gazelle, Lord Gazelle is what she's called. So apparently, and this actually, there's documents, according to this report, there's actual court documents that she's filed a suit against him, paternity suit. And so Stefan, just one day after Cardi's announcement, court documents reveal Diggs is involved in a paternity case with the model Aline Lopez, aka Lord Gazelle. Lopez claims Diggs, I'm calling him Dougs, Diggs fathered her daughter, born in April, and filed papers in December 2024. Diggs responded in July 2025, saying he's not certain if the child is his, but he
Hello, Barbara. This is
a DNA test. So he requested a DNA test. Okay, all right. So right now, it looks like we don't have an answer or response to know if it's actually his child or not. But time makes a difference. Timing is huge because when did he see this young lady? Did he really play off on Cardi B, or did he see this person prior to meeting Cardi B? But another key thing is that's so timing is everything. So people say he's cheated, but maybe he didn't. Maybe this is just he met her before he met Cardi. However, I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna need somebody I'm gonna need somebody to handle their business, y'all, because I don't know if they know, but we don't. There's things you can do to not have children. So far, he only has one from the report that I found. That could be wrong, but that's the report I found on Hello Google, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Everybody needs to be careful out there, okay? Like, yeah, Lucy, Lucy. I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, you going. But that's that. So we'll wait and see what we find out later on. No public update yet on the
hello.
DNA, and everything's happening right where I'm recording this. My phone's alarms going. Everything's happening. Now let's get into what Cardi's response was, because Cardi is a whole mess. Cardi's a vibe though. I do like Cardi. She's funny. So Cardi, this is her response to everyone talking about her man and saying that they, about all the things about baby daddies and all this kind of stuff. This is what Cardi has to say. Let's go.
Barbara, this is Shirley. Yeah, busy. Hi. Yeah, that's the baby daddy, bitch. That's my baby daddy too, girl. Well, what now? I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out, bitch.
So yeah, that's what Cardi's response was. You remember Shirley? If you know the song. Yes, Barbara, this is Shirley. Okay. He owned everything from the top of his head to the bottom. That's not what she's gonna say because Diggs has his own coin, so she's not gonna have to say that. But yeah, if you remember the song, Barbara, this is Shirley, or Shirley, this is Barbara. Yeah, that's a famous song. Okay, famous song. Let's get into some of these pics. Let's be nosy. Okay, some of the pics. Yeah, she's pretty though. She's really pretty. Anyway, there's Nova. I would miss the picture. There's Nova. Isn't she pretty? She's a pretty little girl. So Nova is the only child that I'm aware of that I did some research that I could find that Diggs has. Her name is Nova. I believe it's Nova. Okay.
Hi.
There she,
Yeah, that's the baby daddy, bitch. That my baby daddy too, girl.
I had to scroll back, y'all.
Well,
Let's
what
see,
now? I don't
see if we
fucking
go
know.
Cardi singing. What's she making?
We'll figure it
She
out,
making
bitch.
macaroni and cheese. But she hungry. She don't mind eating herself. Okay, yeah, there's some pictures. Okay. There she is again. She looks just like her daddy. She really does. She looks just like her daddy.
Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley.
I'm a clip that. I love that. Anyway, yeah, we're not gonna go over the whole. We're gonna stop there. We're gonna stop at Cardi B, because this is the extra celebrity part of the show that I did. I pre-recorded earlier, and this will keep it a little. This will keep the video a little bit shorter than the previous one. I didn't even. I wasn't gonna include Cardi, but I thought it was kind of fuzzy, so I thought I'd go ahead and do this as well. Anyway, let's do a quick wrap up, okay? And that's gonna be that on that. And see if I can get to the end right, like so, like so. Okay. I'll probably just let's see, can I get to the end? Anyway, it's all good, okay? So yeah, let's get back to this. So basically, do a quick wrap up of what I went over. Now, this again is I pre-recorded this because the previous one was a live, and unfortunately, well, man, unfortunately because it's raining, rain. We needed the rain, but it was storming here, and I did a sound check, y'all, again, but when I guess was a video started going, it was like no ma'am, it was static, and I just didn't know it. By the time I actually checked, it was too late because I do little sound checks while I'm doing the live here and there. But by the time I did it, I had already went through my second sound check. I do a sound check before I do my live, and I try to do one while I'm doing my live. And unfortunately, by the time I checked, I went through the Steve Harvey segment and it was static. And I felt the way. So I wanted to give my tribe, I wanted to share what I really had prepared for you so you could see, and be sure to drop down in the down in the comments section and let me know what you think about the video, and not just about the video, about the information or the commentary of what was said. So let's do a quick wrap up, okay? Because it's, yeah, I gotta go to sleep. All right, so I talked about Steve Harvey and Lori Harvey. Steve Harvey adopted Lori Harvey. It's his new wife's, not new wife, but his present wife. I don't know if she's number three. I think she's number three. She's second or third. It doesn't even really matter. It doesn't even matter. But that's his wife's daughter. He adopted her. Some people feel a way about it. I think it's a beautiful thing. However, his kids say that, or his kids, not maybe not now, but there was a time we heard when the twins allegedly came out and was like, "Hey, you you didn't treat us like you treating Lori, okay?" So there's that. But we got all up into that, and check out the video, the check out the interview. It was really good, and now we understand kind of where Steve was coming from and why he moved like he moved and why he said what he said. And then we talked about Porsha. Porsha got things going on. Some say good, some say bad. I wish her the best either way, and I hope financially things work out for her. I think financially there was an issue, and crazy. I think the crazy thing is I think Portia was actually doing okay before she met Simon.